Let's log into our AWS. Seen some issue with my login. Uh, Finally got it. Let's get started with our Linux concepts. Today we'll get started with user management. First, we'll talk about the different users and the permissions. Mm. I'm connecting from my terminal. Yesterday I have shown you the connections, different ways you can connect to your EC2 instance. Actually, my PEM file is in the downloads folder, so run this command from this location and confirm the connectivity. Okay, so this is our EC2 instance. See, and you can see we logged in as EC2 user. EC2 user is the default user. So like EC2 user, you can create any users, any number of users, and you can see all the users in this location. Etc password is where you can see all the users. See here EC2 user, and these are all system users, system defined users. All right. So I would like to set some password for EC2 user. Right. If you want to set the password for EC2 user, you have to log in as a root user, or else you can run this with a sudo password EC2 user. That's how you set the password for EC2 user. I'm setting the password for EC2 user, confirming the password. Mm. Okay, so password is set, right? And then add the user Tom, like we can add a user Tom. Add the user Tom. I'm just creating one more user. See what, whenever you create user, what happens is every user will get a home directory created. Of course, you can avoid that, but generally whenever you create a user, like if you have EC2 user, there will be a home directory created for this user called under root directory by the same name. Similarly, if you create a user called Tom, a home directory will be created, home Tom, right? And then Tim, let's say if this is created, home Tim, right? That's how user home directories will be created. Okay, and also whenever you create a user, a group will be created by the same name of the user. It is just a simple common sense, like a group is nothing but you can group a bunch of users. If want to assign same permissions to them, you can create a bunch of users and assign permissions to them. Right? Similarly, automatically whenever you create a group, create a user, a group will be created by the same name, and this particular user will be assigned to this group. That's called as primary group, right? So that's what happens when you create a user. So now let me create some user called Tom and see what happens. See, user add will create a Tom user. Okay, if you want to see the user, cat etc password is the file where you can create, where you can see. See here, Tom, and every user will have some user ID like 1001. So Tom is created. I would like to set password for Tom as well. You can do that, but before that, I'll do one more thing. I would like to add Tom to some group, or else if you want to first see groups of Tom, groups Tom. See, Tom is into by default Tom group. That's a default or the primary group he was assigned into. Similarly, if you want to see groups of easy to user group, easy to user. You can see groups of easy to user, right? Easy to user is into all of these groups. Admin group, wheel group, system D journal group, system defined groups. Okay. And all the groups can be seen under etc group. In this file, you can see all the group information. See here, easy to user, Tom user, right? So that's how you can see groups and users. Now let's say I would like to create a group itself. Okay, first I would like to create a group. Sudo, you need sudo privileges, admin privileges to do this. So sudo group add DevOps. Okay, add the group. Okay, then if you want to add a Tom group here, user mod DevOps. So adding this Tom to DevOps group, okay, assigning DevOps as the primary group to Tom. So you can see here, I just created a group and then assigned DevOps to Tom group. Now if you see groups of Tom, you can see here, that's added, right? You can see earlier it was into Tom group, but now it is into DevOps group. And if you want to delete a group, sudo group del Tom. Okay, that's how you can delete the group. Okay, Tom group. If you want to see deletion, right? Let's see in the etc password, etc group file. Tom group should not be present here. Do you see Tom group is no more available? Right? So those are the simple operations of creating users, creating groups, adding a user to the group, deleting a group. And now if you see groups of Tom, he was into DevOps group. Let's say I want to add him to another group, but not delete him from the group. Earlier command, this command -G will remove Tom from Tom group and assign him to DevOps group. But I would like to add him to another group without removing from the current group. -AG will append him to new group, admin group, without removing him from DevOps group. -G will just remove him from the existing group and add him to a new group. Whereas -AG will not delete him to the current group, but will add him into the new group, means appends him to admin group. So if you see, you can see here, Tom is into DevOps and admin group. Right? And suppose if you want to add him to, let's say you want to add this Tom to admin group, right? Or else I want to remove him from admin group. -D admin, -D, the name of the user and the group. So it removes him from just this group without adding or modifying other groups. Simple G password, removing user Tom from group admin. If you want to remove user from a particular group, this is the command sudo g password minus d. It will delete Tom from admin group. That's all. Whereas this one will append Tom to admin group. Whereas this command minus G will remove him from the existing command and add him to the, from the existing group and add him to the new group. Let me show you all the three at once. See here, this is the one. This will remove Tom from Tom group and add him to DevOps group. This will append Tom to admin group. This will delete Tom from admin group. Got the difference between these three commands? These commands may look confusing initially at the beginning. You may not be able to grasp them in one go. Okay, you need to give some time to practice them. A thorough practice is what needed here. Any questions from anyone in this part? That's how you manage users. Thank you, Prabhu, and everyone for confirming. So, this is about how you manage users. But how about, users and groups make more sense when you give permissions, isn't it? Why are you creating a group? Let's say you have 5 people, all of them have same permissions. That's where you create a group, right? So, let's create a group. That makes more sense with a file permission. So first, okay, let me create a file as EC2 user only. Before that, let me create password for Tom as well. Tom user also. Sudo password Tom. Okay, it will help set the password for Tom. Okay, now let me create some file. In this temp folder, I'm just creating a file called demo.txt. Also, I would like to create a folder called demo. And ls will show all the files in this, right? There is a command ls -l. It will show the long list of the files. Means long list means, see, these are the permissions. But what is this drwx? How to understand, how to interpret them? And a folder is shown in this color, right? And you can see here EC2 user. What are all of this? Let us try to understand this. These are the file permissions. Okay, this is for the folder actually. And let's get the file. And also here also you have EC2 user. EC2 user, right? So this is for file demo.txt. This is for the folder demo. Right? How to interpret this? Let's see. There were a group of permissions, group of literals you can see. And out of this, the first literal indicates D means directory. If the first literal is blank means it's a file. That's the first indication. Next, you have to understand the literals. 3 literals grouped together. Okay, that's how you have to interpret them. First 3. You have to group them with the 3 literals each. And the first group indicates permissions of owner of the file. And second category or second group indicates permissions of the let's say first one is owner, second one is the group owner, third one is the other. What does it mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you. Okay, that's how you have to split other. So first owner is represented by U, group is represented by G, others are represented by the letter O. Right? Owner means, see, this is the owner who created the file. This is the owner. Right? Owner is nothing but who created the file. This is the owner. First part, easy to user. Group, owners group. Owner is into easy to users group. This is the owners group. Let's say owners group. Owner is into this group. Whoever into this owners group will also get the second category permissions. Whoever is not a owner, whoever is not in the owners group will fall under other category. So owner is having RWX, means read, write, execute. Group owner is also having read, write, execute. Others are having only read and write. That's how you have to understand. Similarly, here also this is for owner, group owner, others. So owner is easy to user, owner is having read write, group owner is also having read write, others are having only read. So now tell me, Tom falls under which category? Owner or group owner or owners group or other? Tom falls under which category, and Tom should have which permissions on this demo.txt? Exactly, Tom falls under others and he has only read permissions, right? Because it is just R. Now let us see like how it works. Let me just modify this file. Got disconnected, just connect back. In the TMP folder, I have this file. I'll try to edit this as a owner, right? I'm easy to use, so I can go to insert mode and save the changes. Done, because I'm easy to use. Now let us switch to Tom. su-tom, that's how you switch the user. Password of Tom, and you become a Tom user. Now go to that file location. You have the file. Now let's go and try to edit this demo.txt. See, you can see at the bottom, read only. But if you try to go to insert mode by clicking escape I, you just see changing a read only file. Means you can't edit the file. Even though you type in something, you can't save this. See here when I am saving it, see, can't open file for writing. You can't do this, it will not allow. So just close it without saving. So you can't modify, means Tom user cannot modify, right? Because he has got only read permissions. So what if I want Tom to edit the file? How to give permissions to Tom so that he can edit the file? What should we do? Yes, anyone? What should we do here? There are two ways to give this permission. One is because he is into others group, he don't have permission. So give permissions to other group. Means whoever in this group will get permissions. Or else another way is add Tom to EC2 user group, right? So that this user group has also got right permissions. Okay, so first let us do the first one, add Tom to EC2 user group. How to add Tom to EC2 user group? We have learned the commands. How to add Tom? User mod minus AG EC2 user to the Tom group. Oh, sorry, I'm doing it as Tom. Let's not do it as a Tom. Let's switch to EC2 user. We can do it as EC2 user with sudo privileges. User mod minus AG EC2 user Tom to EC2 user. Now, if you see groups of Tom, he was into EC2 user group, so he can edit the file. Let us try. su-tom, switch to Tom user. Tom. Now let us try. Try Tom to modify the file. It is demo.txt. See, you are not seeing something like read only. Do you see? Tom can edit the file. He is not seeing something like read only, right? And if you see if you open the file, right? So this is one way like a Tom can have the permissions. Let me remove him from this group and add permissions to the other group, right? Again, let me exit to switch back to EC2 user. Now as EC2 user, let me remove him. G password will remove him. Sudo G password -d Tom EC2 user. He'll be removed from EC2 user. See? Groups of Tom, he is no more. Now if you go back, he can't edit the file again. Right? Now I want to give permissions to other group. Long list. See, others group doesn't have write permissions. Write permissions here on this file. So how do you do that? Chmod. That's where chmod comes in. And I want to give permissions to other. So O plus W demo.txt. O plus W means others. Plus W means add, write permissions. Okay, now he can add the file again. Understood how you have to modify? Yesterday also, during the connectivity, this is what we did. Chmod 4. Okay, this is a numeric mode. I'll come to that in a while. Okay, but that's what is the chmod command to modify the permissions of a file. Clear everyone? If you want to see only a single file, permissions. Read, write, everyone is having. Again, if you want to modify, I want to remove write permissions from the group, G minus W. G minus W means removing write permissions for group our group owners. Okay, so group owner will have only read. Do you see in the middle? Are you all able to see that? So chmod U plus R or U plus W. U plus R means give read permissions, add write permissions, add execute permissions. Okay, if you want to modify for group, group plus R, group plus W, group plus execute, or group minus R, group minus execute, group minus write. Right, that's how you modify the permissions of the files. Let's suppose I want to give permissions of this file. Let's say you want to give permissions for every group, like owners, group owners, others. I want to give execute. Simply plus X will do because you want to give permissions for all the groups. Can we give write permissions only Tom for this file? Only Tom for this file means you have to add Tom to owners group. Add Tom to owners group. That's what we did. We have done that in two ways, right? One is adding Tom to owners group. Otherwise, giving others group all the needed permissions. Okay. So plus X means execute. Executable means we'll see what is an executable later in the next class. Like executable means you can run the file. So it will show you the color also change. And if you want to remove the same permissions, execute across all the groups, -X demo.txt. Right? So that execute permissions are gone. Right? Generally, if it's a program or some script, some executables, we may give this execute permissions. Hope this is clear for all of you. Any questions from anyone in this part? So this is one way to change the permissions. Another way is G equal to whatever permissions you want to give for G. As of now, G is just having, group is having only read permissions, but I would like to give read, write, execute. So this is another way to give the permissions. Right, do you see that? Similarly, if you want again group to have only read minus minus. So it will have only read permissions. Understood? So these are the two ways of giving permissions. Above all this, there is one more way to give the permissions, which is called numeric way. You can open this file in the from the drive as well for the numeric mode, where you can see all the list. Go to the lab notes. Linux basics. See, here is the numeric mode. 0 means no permissions. 1 means execute. 2 for write. Right? That's a numeric mode. Execute plus write means execute is 1, write is 2. So execute plus write, like if you want to give WX, it's 3. Only read means it's 4. Read plus execute, 4 plus 1, 5. Right? Read plus write. Read plus write means 6. Read, write, execute is 7. That's how you have a numeric mode to give permissions to the files. This is most commonly or most widely used method through the permissions, through the numbers, like chmod, like let's say I want to give first number indicates permissions of owner. 7 means read, write, execute. Group is also I would like to give all permissions. Okay, so 777. Now if you see here, read, write, execute, read, write, execute, and read, write, execute for all. Right? Let's say I just want to give read, write, only read, write. Read, write means 6. Others only read means 4. Everyone else also, like group owner, others should have only 4 on demo.txt. So owner will have read, right? Everyone will have only read. Understood? First number indicates owner's permission. Second one is group owner's permission. Third digit indicates other permissions. This is more widely used, the numeric method. Let's say I would like to give read, write, execute for owner. Read and execute means 5 for others. Read for, read for others. Read, execute for group owners. Right? So read, write, execute for owner. Read, execute for group owner. Only read for others. Right? That's a numeric mode of using permissions, which is more widely used. And this is what we have seen yesterday. Okay, chmod 400 sample.pem. We have given only read permissions for the owner of the file. No one else should be able to see that file also. View permissions also not available. Right? That is for making the file secure. Got it, everyone? Is this much clear? So that's how you make permissions, file permissions. And till now, we were just looking at permissions of the file. What if you want to change the owner of the file or owner's group? Yes, you can do that. Sudo chown will change the owner. Okay, we'll change the owner to Tom and assign him to, or else, and the group owner to admin to. Let's say owner should be Tom and the group owner should be admin. Okay, that's how you would change the owners. See here, owner is Tom, group owner is admin, right? Similarly, if you want to change only the owner of the file, like if you want to change the owner of this file, okay, just simply first part, we'll give the owner of the file, we'll change the owner of the file. Now, if you see again, owner is EC2 user. Let's say you want to change only the group. Change group. Okay. Devops. I want to change the group to Devops or EC2 user, whatever. Demo data. Change group command will help you change only the group. Right? So these are the three commands. This command chown, first part is owner, colon group owner. Again, chown only the first part means it will change the owner. If you want to change only the group, change group and the group name. Okay. Those are the simple commands, and we have seen this etc. It can list you all the files. And history command will give you the complete history of the commands we have used. And if you want to see only the page by page commands of this output, you can pipe that into less. Less is a command. What is a pipe? Pipe operator will help you give the output of this command as input of this. Right? Less means it will show you only page by page. Do you see? You have to click enter to go through navigate, or page up, page down to navigate through. Right? Like a page up, page down to navigate through. Right? That's one thing. Or else, okay, let me send this pipe grep. Grep means global regular expression. Out of this history, I would like to grep only chown commands, right? Only those three commands, right? So it's like a filtering. This will be helpful when we are going through the logs. Okay. So grep chown so that it will show you those commands. And let's say after this, I would like to place this into a file called log.txt. So this is called redirection arrow. Single redirection arrow will put the output of this into this log.txt. Okay. So if you see this log.txt, you can see all those commands, right? Uh, let's say now I would like to grab some other commands, let's say chmod commands, right? This one, I would like to add it to the same file. Okay, done. Now if you check the log, uh, they were all rewritten, like overwritten, right? These chown commands are overwritten by this. But I don't want to override, I want to append it. Let me add chown commands to this. But single arrow will overwrite the previous content. If you want to append, use double redirection arrow. That will try to append rather than overwriting it. Can you see there? See, like I told you, Linux is spread throughout the course. I'm just giving you gist of some basics. As we progress, we'll be using these commands. We'll be keep on using these commands a lot. Okay. So any more questions from anyone in this part till this part, whichever I covered? Is this much good? So now that we understood this, let us talk about some basic packages. We have seen installing a package yesterday, right? Let's talk about a few more packages which are very commonly used and which everyone should know. First one is HTTPD, a web server package. What is a web server? How many of you know this web server? HTTPD or Nginx? So HTTPD is a web server where you can host some static websites, or it can be used like a load balancer as a proxy and all. Here we'll be using it as a web server to host some static websites, right? So that's a HTTPD, and the default port is, once you install it, it runs on port 80. And whatever content pages you want to host, those should be placed in the document root location called var www.html. Those are the default configurations of HTTPD. You have similar to HTTPD, which is Nginx. This is also a web server, an advanced one. So let us try to install this HTTPD and see how we deploy some static websites over there. Right, before we get into shell scripting, let's go through these basics. Good to go, or any questions from anyone here? Okay. So let me install this package. I'm using again m install HTTPD. Okay, it needs a root user privileges, right? I'm switching to root user. Let me install as a root. M install HTTPD. Confirm with yes. You can see package installed. When you run HTTPD, it will give you text, or else you can query as HTTPD. So the package name you can see. Okay, fine. Package is installed. Is it running? Is the service running? You can check the status of the service as systemctl status HTTPD. It says it is inactive. Systemctl is an utility with which you can check the status of the services, start or stop the services. Let me start it. Okay, you need to restart your system for this to get started. Systemctl start HTTPD should start the service. Let me just restart my instance. Stopping this and starting this should. Let's start the service now. Sudo su start HTTP. Okay, it was started. It's not giving error. You can check the status. Right? It's active and running now. And the default port is 80. I know the default port, but what if you don't know the port? How do you check the port? Every service or process will have some process ID in Linux. This is what is the process ID. You can check the process ID with the netstat -lntup. This command will show you all the process IDs and the ports where they are running. So it's giving you the huge list, right? But out of this, if you want to check your own process ID, grep, right? That's where pipe grep will come into picture. 3258, so that you will see only that particular one. So you can see it's running on port 80. So if you curl is again another Linux command, right? If you want to check the content of the browser here, curl localhost on port 80, you should see this. Means your HTTPD is running successfully. See, this page is used to test proper operation of your HTTPD. You can also check it on the browser. If you want to check from the browser, actually this is an easy to instance and you are connected to it, right? So you can get the public IP address. Public IP address will be changing whenever you start or restart your system. Okay, that's a public IP address like this, keep on changing. And this is used for connecting from outside. Like from outside means from your local machine. This is on AWS, but if you want to connect from outside, this is what you should use. Public IP colon port 80. But this port should be allowed on this EC2 instance, right? Go to security of the, select the instance and go to security. You will see the security groups and you will see the inbound rules here. Okay, edit the inbound rules to add the traffic. HTTP custom port. Okay, from anywhere. Source anywhere means you can connect from anywhere, but you should be using a proper source. But anyway, I'm giving HTTPD and save the rules. So you are allowing traffic for port 80. Now, if you see here, make sure you are running it on HTTP, not HTTPS. Okay, you can see here, this page is used to test the proper operation. This is a test page showing that your HTTPD is running. It is from product Apache. Understood, everyone? Security. Here I am covering many concepts like your ports, netstat, lntup commands to check the port where it is running, to add the port in the security rules, and in the security rules again the source shows from where you can connect. From where means anyone can connect. Even you guys can connect. I'm sharing it in the Zoom chat. Can you all hit and see all can connect? Because I have given source as anywhere. Anyone can connect. It can be connected from anywhere. Understood? Can you all access the page? Right. So that is about how you use security rules for an EC2 instance. Okay. Now let's say it shows you may now add the content. I told you, right? Document root location is www HTML. So when you go to this page, okay, go to where www HTML. Okay. So this is where, this is the document root location where you can put some static website for hosting. So let me add a page as, I'm just creating some dummy HTML page. You can get some HTML pages from the internet as well. This is a sample app. Okay, some dummy line. So that's how you can host some static HTML pages or PHP pages and so on. So when you place that in this content, if you see here, You can say this, right? Your application is deployed. A simple way of hosting your static web pages. Got it, everyone? Everyone should have basic understanding of this HTTPD, basic web server. Give me a second, please, 1 second. Yeah. So this is just to give you a basic understanding of a web server, how you host something, and how do you add a security rules in your EC2 instance. Similarly, we can also install application server, Tomcat, right? Tomcat is an application server. Again, the default port is port 8080. Again, one more thing you can do. If you want to change the default port also, you can do HC, HTTPD. Oh, sorry. That's a directory. You have a file called conf.d. No. Inside conf folder, you have, yeah, httpd.conf. Right? This is where the default ports are configured. If you want to run this on some other port, you can change here. Do you see listen port 80? Let's say I would like to listen on port 90. Actually, you should stop the service, make this modification and start again. But I made the change during the service running. Let me restart HTTP. It should be started on the new port. You can check systemctl status HTTP. That's how you can change the default port. It is 3458 process ID. Netstat minus LNTUP pipegraph 3458. See, it is on port 90. Okay, meaning you will not be able to see this here. You should be able to see this on port 90. But that port should be added in the security rule, right? So go to security. Edit the inbound rules means incoming traffic will be allowed with this. I'm changing this port, or else I can delete it and add another rule for adding port 90. And again, I'm adding from anywhere. So you have to hit that on port 90 to see the application now. Understood, everyone? Can you all access the application? Right? So let us install Tomcat as well now. Let's go for Tomcat. We are seeing installing the packages, checking the ports where they're running, starting, stopping services, deploying something on those. So this is all what we are doing. Let's install Tomcat. Install Tomcat, should install Tomcat. Confirm. Okay. Let us start the service. Systemctl start Tomcat. Let's check the status of this Tomcat. Status Tomcat. It's running on 3792 minus LNTUP pipe grep 3792. Right, it is on 8080. You can see that it is on 8080. And now, if you want to deploy anything for Tomcat, it is under USR share Tomcat. Here you have another folder called web apps. This is where you can host something. And generally in Tomcat, we host some Java servlet pages and all. So Java var file can be jars or var files can be deployed. But as of now, we don't have those jars or files. Let me try to download something from the internet. Like I would like to have a sample var file download. Yeah, this is where, okay, you can see example app has been packaged as a WAR file and can be downloaded from here. Copy this link address. How do you download anything from a URL on the Linux machines? You can do it with the wget. Right? wget so that it would be downloaded into the same folder where you run this command. That's a sample WAR file. Right? So you have the WAR file. It's like a zip file. You can consider this like a, see immediately it has extracted into a folder. Means you can see your application here. Of course on port 8080. Port 8080. And the endpoint should be sample, the name of your WAR file. That's how Tomcat works. But if you want to see this, you should add it in the security rules. Right? Add the rule TCP port 8080 from anywhere. Okay. Now you should see, yes, that's your application. You all can access this as I have given source as anywhere. Can you all hit that page? Can you all see those pages? Right? So let me do one thing. I would like to see this Tomcat only from my IP. Okay, see here the source got changed. That's the importance of source. Now just try to hit this Tomcat and let me know, are you able to access that? The Tomcat sample application? You should not be able to access this page anymore. Check and let me know. Are you able to access this page? Right? You can't able to access because that's how security rule comes in. All right, because I have changed the source. That's the importance of source. That could be an important interview question as well when we are talking about security groups of an EC2 instance. That's how you can make your services or resources secure by preventing it from where they can access. Hope this much is clear for all of you. Similarly, you can also change the port number of the Tomcat if you want. Uh, Tomcat port will be configured here. Let's go to the location. USR share Tomcat is where it is installed. And here, if you go to conf, you have server.xml. This is where if you want, even you can change the port. This is where the ports are configured. This is where you can change the port. There should be one more, I believe, where it shows listens. Maybe only the place connector port. So again, if you want, you can change the port, restart the service so that it would be running on a new port, this one, right? So that's how you install any packages, start the services and deploy some basic websites. See, whatever we have done now manually will be done through automation. As we progress, we are going to automate this. Okay, we will see how to automate this and how it works. Any questions from anyone here? We will automate these things. Okay, first we'll automate the same exact steps like installing Tomcat, deploying something on the Tomcat and all. And we'll also see how we can containerize this and why you have to containerize this. All of those things are coming up. This is just the basic, the very manual and the basic way of installing packages and deploying the things. See, always thumb rule. If you want to automate something, you need to know how do you do that manually? You need to know the exact steps of doing it before you automate it. Right? So any more questions from anyone this part? If this much is clear, we can get started with shell scripting. Do you want me to go with the shell scripting in the next class or do you want me to continue? Whoever are new to this, watch the recording. You have all the notes available in the lab assignments and do the hands-on. Should I continue or do you want to go for the hands-on from your end? Appreciate your responses. Next class says Prabhu, good to go says Anbalagan. How about others? Let me see the majority response and we'll go accordingly. Next class says Rajan. Next class says Sheikh Salam. Next class is Raviteja Samata. Okay, majority says next class. See, these are the very basics. Don't worry. Don't try to master and don't try to learn everything in one day. Okay, like I told you, these commands will be using throughout the course. Yum install command will be using throughout. Netstat, grep commands will be using throughout. Port forwarding, security groups will add throughout. It's not just you have to master in a day. Do the hands-on and try to follow it. That's all. As you keep doing it, you get used to it. There are certain things which you can't master in a day. Right? So, but definitely do the hands-on. So what you will do first time if you are doing hands-on first time today, it will take some time, more time, maybe let's say 1 hour. But as you do spend some time every day on this, like 10 minutes every day, if you keep doing it, it will take like very less time. In just 5 minutes, you can run all these commands. Every day, if you keep doing the same for some time until you are comfortable, that's how you master them. Right? So like I told you, spend some time every day on these basic commands. And also in the course, we'll be doing it throughout. So that's how you can learn it. So that is all from my end. As these were the initial beginnings, I want you all to get things streamlined and get set for go before we proceed to the advanced and the in-depth concepts. Tomorrow we'll start with some shell scripting, some basics of scripting, what you should know as a DevOps engineer, and that's how we'll progress from there. And another thing is, once you are done with your instance, stop this instance. Terminate means it will also delete it. If you don't want it anymore, terminate. Otherwise, stop it and you can start it tomorrow. Don't leave it running because your running instances will be constituting a number of hours. Like you have 750 hours of EC2 usage, right? So use that within those limits. So make sure to stop once you are done with it. So that is all from my end. We'll close here and we'll continue in the next class. Thank you all. Bye everyone. Have a good day.